What's up, guys? James Carter TV here to give my official 2015-16 NBA predictions. This is a couple days later than I wanted to do it, but regardless, here are my predictions, and I promise you, I have not changed a prediction of mine just because of what happened the first couple days. Each and every single one of my predictions were locked, set in stone, October 27th. That was the day I locked it in. I sent it in. Nothing has changed up to this point, so keep that in mind. Now, I have my win-loss projections for each and every team down in the description box down below, as well as all the awards and who I see winning the NBA championship. So all the information is down below. But if you want to hear me talk about some of this stuff, then feel free to listen to me. So really quickly, I'm going to discuss the win-loss predictions that I feel that you're going to have problems with and you're going to want to know more about. But if you have any more specific questions, feel free to comment down in the comment section below. I will get back to you. I have nothing else to do tonight. So with that said, let us begin. Alright, so I have the Raptors getting the second seed. I understand that they lost, well, they really didn't lose much now, did they? They added DeMarre Carroll. And this is a team that has some issues with Dwayne Casey at head coach, and you wonder whether or not he's going to survive this year. But don't question, something special is going on up in Toronto with this whole We the North thing. And they kind of fell off near the bottom and near the end of 2014-15 NBA season. But I think they can catch fire and they can end up being the second seed. Now, will they go to the finals? Hell no. But I do see them being a strong regular season team. I have the Boston Celtics doing quite well, going all the way up to the 5th seed. They have a young team. I like their team. I like the addition of David Lee. And I really like Brad Stevens as their head coach. I have the Bulls only getting to the 4th seed. I understand that they beat Cleveland on opening night. You know, that's nice, that's cute. You can trust Derrick Rose to stay healthy throughout an 82-game season. I will not. I'm not trusting the Chicago Bulls in the regular season or in the playoffs. Forget it. I'm not doing it. I've been spurned way too many times over the past 5 years doing that. I'm not doing it again until they prove me otherwise. Next, we have the Bucks. I have them getting the 7th seed, but winning 46 games. Something to note about the way I do this, by the way. First of all, I do it to where this is mathematically coherent and efficient. So I hand out 1,230 wins, and I hand out 1,230 losses. And this is the equilibrium that the NBA has. So mathematically, my predictions are sound. I can't just give everybody 50 wins. That way, everybody's going to be happy. I have to be mathematically sound and try to keep that ratio. And I do keep that ratio. So with that said, I believe that the status of the NBA is going to be a lot better than last year in terms of competition. You had a big gap of competition last year where you had the Golden State Warriors winning 67 games and having 15 losses, and the Minnesota Timberwolves having 16 wins and 66 losses. That's a very big gap. Historically, go back and look at the NBA. The gap is never that broad. That was very uncharacteristic. And beyond that, there were a lot of bad teams. You had the Lakers that had 21 wins. You had the 76ers that had like 17. The Knicks that had like 18. That's very uncharacteristic to have 3 teams, 4 teams under or 22 wins. That's very uncharacteristic for the NBA. I think that gap between the best teams and the worst teams are going to be a little bit shorter, so the best teams won't be able to have as much wins as they had last season, so keep that in mind while I'm giving these predictions. Alright, so next, I have the Indiana Pacers being an 8th seed, and they could be higher. Guys, they got Paul George back, and last year without Paul George, they were a 38-win team. Now they lost David West, and they lost Roy Hibbert, so I did deduct some wins for that. But Paul George himself is worth 10 wins at least, and he'll help this team get back to the playoffs. And with that in mind, I have the Washington Wizards missing the playoffs. I think there's drama going on with their head coach, Randy Whitman, who I don't think is very good, and I think they're just a hump that they can't get over until they get a new head coach and or Kevin Durant in there. But this campaign from the Wizards is going to convince him to come over. And oh, by the way, Nene and Marcin Gortat are looking older and older by the day. So there's some issues in Washington that they need to clean up. And Otto Porter is just a question mark right now at this stage of his career. I have the Pistons getting a nice 38 wins. They'll be a team to look out for. They're already playing well thus far, but this is what I had before they even started playing well. The Hornets are the most interesting team to me, and the most difficult team, because remember, this was a team 2 years ago that had 43 wins and had 39 losses, and then they come back last year and they had 34 wins, and you wonder what happened. I mean, you lost you got Lance Stevenson, which hurt your team chemistry, sure, but Jesus, that's the difference it makes. I mean, you have Al Jefferson, you have Kemba Walker, you should be a playoff team. So I don't really know where to put this team. They could be one of the worst. They could be a playoff team. I have them getting the 11th place in the East and winning 34 games. Knicks, I'm sorry, I think you're still bad. You do have Kristaps Porzingis, and you signed a little Robin Lopez and Aaron Aflalo and Jose Calderon. You're a basketball team. I'm sorry. Yeah, football is still on the mind a little bit. You're still a bad basketball team to me. You're who the Lakers were last year, and that's not very good. All right, the Nets, I think, suck. You're starting Bojan Bogdanovic and Jared Jack. You're in trouble. And Joe Johnson. I mean, there's issues. And the 76ers, I think they're still a bad basketball team, although Jahlil Okafor will be very good. Very, very, very good. So hold on to him tightly. Please do not trade this guy. Oh my God, please. All right, let's move on to the West. Now, as I said, I have these Western Conference teams getting less wins than you may expect. I have the Warriors only getting 62, just because I think the level of competition in the NBA will be better than it was last year. But they're still going to get the number 1 seed, and they're still going to be great. Next, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. Billy Donovan, new head coach there. Can he fix the divide that is between Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant? I think he can somewhat. I don't think they're going to win the NBA championship per se, but I think they can be a strong regular season team now that they're healthy. And this is a really good roster when you have Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Enes Kanter now on the team, Dion Waiters as well. They drafted Cameron Payne out of Murray State, who I think can be a nice bench player for them. So this is a really nice roster, but there's going to be chemistry issues offensively, believe that. Next, we have the Spurs, the Rockets, the Clippers. Why are the Clippers the 5th seed? I don't see any reason to put them above any of the 4 teams I just mentioned. The Clippers are just a team that can't get over that hump. And it's absolutely bewildering because I think they have the 2nd best and most talented roster in the Western Conference. When you have Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, J.J. Redick, Jamal Crawford, DeAndre Jordan, Paul Pierce, Lance Stevenson. I mean, you have 8 starters on this basketball team, and I still don't see you getting over the 5th seed. And people love to talk about Doc Rivers being a great head coach. Dude, you have 8 starters on this basketball team, and you can't be one of the top teams in the West? Is this guy really a great head coach? I mean, really, what did he do? He won with the Big 3 in 1 year, in their first year, nothing since. And yes, he made the playoffs, and he won some playoff games. But man, I don't know about Doc Rivers being a great head coach. Anyway, Memphis Grizzlies will be a little down, but they'll still make the playoffs. The Pelicans, a lot of people want to be progressivists and say that the Pelicans are great. Look out for the Pelicans. And I'm saying, hold on, guys. Look, Tyreke Evans can't stay healthy. You have Drew Holiday who can't stay healthy. You have Eric Gordon who can't stay healthy and can't play defense. Anthony Davis has a lot of talent. He doesn't have a lot of talent around him, though. That's the problem. And until they can get healthy, consistent players on this team, they're going to be not higher than this 7th seed. Like, I think they have to reconstruct. I think you have to get rid of those 3. Drew Holiday, Tyreke Evans, and Eric Gordon. I understand they can play well. But can they play consistently well? Can they be consistently healthy for you? Can they be part of a dynasty? That should be your goal when you have a player of the talent of Anthony Davis. And I don't think they can be those players for you. So I had them getting the 7th seed. I had a decision to make for the 8th seed, either the Suns or the Jazz. I don't see anyone else competing. I know Mavericks fans and Blazers fans will be disappointed, but I don't see you guys competing. So I went with the Suns. I just like their experience right now. I like their roster. I like their makeup. I like their head coach, Jeff Hornacek. I think they'll get the edge over Utah. But Utah will compete, and they will be close. I think the Kings will be a little better, but not good enough to be in the playoff mix. I think the Lakers can win 30 games. Look, you have 3 players that are very promising in Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell, and Julius Randle. Randle's already playing really good and really one of the more exciting power forwards I've ever seen, and he's a sophomore. Kobe Bryant will sometimes be a detriment, but he'll sometimes bail you out. So I think they can muster 30 wins. If they got 21 wins with their roster last year, they can get 9 more with the roster this year with a healthy Julius Randle, with a healthy Kobe, and with an added D'Angelo Russell, Roy Hibbert, Brandon Bass. Yeah, this team can win 30 games. Mavericks fans are going to be disappointed. So Mavericks, here's the problem. You're starting Dirk Nowitzki, which is fine. But look, he's getting older, he's declining, he's getting worse. That's what he is. Your second best player is Chandler Parsons. Your third best player is Wesley Matthews. You can make an argument for Darren Williams. But come on, that's not very good. You're starting Zaza Pachulia. I mean, there's issues. I hear Rick Carlisle, there's some issues in the front office. I can't buy the Mavericks this year at all. The Blazers, look, you guys look nice the opening game. I'm still not buying it. I don't think the roster is very good. CJ McCollum had a really good game. Is he going to do that every game? Because that's the type of production you're going to need to compete. When you have Myers, Leonard, and whoever else starting at center. I don't know who's starting at center, but I know they're not very good. I know your small forward isn't very good. I can't tell you who's starting at small forward. This isn't a very good team. I don't know how you lost Nicholas Batum, LaMarcus Aldridge, Robin Lopez, Wesley Matthews, Darrell Wright, and how your GM still has a job. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. I don't think you guys are going to do very well this year. And yes, you have Damian Lillard, but is Damian Lillard really that good to elevate this team? I don't think so. Next, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're going to win some games this year. I really want to see how this relationship between Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins will be this season, but they're going to win some games this year. And finally, the Denver Nuggets. Look, I like Emmanuel Mudiay, okay? I had him ranked as my 4th overall prospect in this draft. But right now, I think, and my roommate disagrees, my roommate is actually from China, and he had a front row seat watching Emmanuel Mudiay, and he is convinced that Emmanuel Mudiay will suck. Is that right?
Yup.
So we'll just have to see about this. But anyway, I think this season, Ty Lawson will be more valuable to you than Emmanuel Mudiay. And you won 30 games with Ty Lawson. So, just do the math. You're going to lose less games, or you're going to lose more games. You're going to win less games this year with Mudiay. But over time, I think this decision you made will prove to be worth it. But this year, I'm going to have you guys down a peg, which is fine, because I'd love to see you guys add Ben Simmons in the NBA draft. So, let's move on to the awards. Most valuable player, Stephen Curry. Guys, I know you guys really want to be hesitant, and for some reason NBA fans love doing this. They like to say, hold on everybody, he's not that good. Guys, he's that good. He's really, really good. I am a Los Angeles Lakers fan. I watched the growth, the development of Kobe Bryant, okay? This guy is really good. You may not want to believe that he's the next Kobe or of that stature. I'm here to tell you. I don't know if he's going to be that good, but guys, he's good. And he's not going away anytime soon. He's not going to start magically missing shots now. He's getting better by the day, by the year. He's really good. He's already dominating the league. He's going to continue whether you like it or not. The Warriors are here to stay. Stephen Curry is here to stay. He's really good. They're very good. All right, so next. Rookie of the Year, Jahlil Okafor. I mentioned this earlier. I think he's going to play really well because he'll have to, because no one else can score consistently for the Philadelphia 76ers. Next, Most Improved Player, CJ McCollum. I think he'll score some points. I think he's bad defensively. I think he's okay passing. Rebounding is bad. But really, they're going to look at stats, and when they see an increase in stats, they're going to vote for him, so he's going to win. Next, Anthony Davis, winning Defensive Player of the Year. He's great. What more do I have to say? Next, Sixth Man of the Year, Isaiah Thomas. He's their best player, and he's coming off the bench. This is the easiest award to predict. It'll be Isaiah Thomas. It won't be close. I think it may be unanimous. And finally, Coach of the Year. I'm gonna go with Billy Donovan. Steve Kerr will be close, but I think Billy Donovan will be able to say and prove, hey, I got the Thunder from here to here. So he'll get, and I'm a rookie coach, so they'll vote for him because of that. But I think Steve Kerr should probably get it, but just because of that improvement, they'll pick Billy Donovan, and I'm going to predict Billy Donovan. All right, so who do I have winning it all? In the Eastern Conference Finals, I have the Miami Heat taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is why. Although I do have the Heat getting the 6th seed, I think if they get in the playoffs, they can make noise. A lot of these Eastern Conference teams are a lot of young teams, a lot of teams that the Heat can take advantage of. This is a matchup that a lot of us would like to see. But ultimately, I see the Cleveland Cavaliers winning it. This is no-brainer. The Cavs are going to the finals. I know a lot of you don't like LeBron. I know a lot of you don't like the Cavs. This is something you need to admit. They're going to the NBA Finals this year. It's just something that's going to happen. Most likely. I don't want to completely exclude any chance of anything else, but I'd say this is damn near 97%, and I'll bet on 97% each and every time. Next, I have the Golden State Warriors taking on the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. Again, the Golden State Warriors are great people. They're great. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to hear it. They're great. As for the San Antonio Spurs, guys, they added LaMarcus Aldridge. They have Greg Popovich as their head coach. They have some issues right now. They'll figure it out. They'll be here. Although, it'll be close between them and the Thunder, but I have them being here. Who do I have winning? The Warriors. There's just so much younger. I mean, Stephen Curry just runs circles around Tony Parker at this stage in his career. Give me the Warriors all day. So we have a rematch, NBA Finals, Cavs versus Warriors. I'm picking the Warriors. I think the Warriors are going to be a big thorn in LeBron James' side over the next 5 to 6 years. I think just when it appeared as if, hey, he's going to go back to Cleveland, he's going to get them a ring, here comes the next dynasty in the NBA, in the Golden State Warriors. They're going to win again. I know the Cavs weren't healthy last year. Now they're going to be healthy. Hoopla, whoop-de-doo-dah. I'm picking the Golden State Warriors to repeat. I'm picking the Golden State Warriors to repeat. It's such a funny sentence. I had to say it twice because I'm picking them to repeat. I just think that they're very good. I think they're going to be very good for a time to come, whether you like it or not. And by the way, I'm a Lakers fan. I am not a Golden State Warriors fan. Them being a dynasty should worry the hell out of me because they're in my division, and because the only team that's really been a very good dynasty over the past 2 years, or past 10 years, maybe not 10, 15, has been the Lakers and the Spurs. The last thing I want is for our history to be tarnished by this team. But guys, they're coming. Alright guys, there's my 2015-16 NBA predictions. Comment yours down below in the comments. And until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.